A cold winter storm hit San Diego County. Why you shouldn't be fooled by the long periods of sun we saw today. An image appearing to show a San Diego police officer pointing a gun at a child, raising eyebrows. We'll show you the video of what happened. And the county announces when it expects to get out of the most restrictive COVID tier.
ABC 10 News at 4 starts now.
Hail in Rancho Bernardo and other areas, just one of the spots hit today by a wet winter storm. Good afternoon, I'm Kimberly Hunt. This is just the beginning of our cold, soggy weather. We have team coverage. Let's begin with ABC 10 News reporter Cassie Carlisle with a look at how the rain is forcing businesses in the Gaslamp area to adapt yet again. Cassie?
Yeah, good evening, Kimberly. We're out here in the Gaslamp Quarter. You can see the tents that have been set up all the way down the street. You might be fooled that we're even in winter weather because as you look around, it's actually quite lovely. But don't let that fool you. As you saw a little bit earlier, we definitely had some hail and snow in different parts of the county.
Tents popped up over Gaslamp eateries, owners preparing for more change on top of pandemic restrictions.
Well, that's just like a soft day in Ireland, as they would say. But, you just have to adapt to it.
At the field, this dining area was constructed last fall in anticipation of bad weather. The blue pop-up tent went up this morning.
We have the covers here on the outside dining. We have covers here that we bring out in emergency, whenever it does rain. So it's not the end of the world. I mean, we'll get through it. It's a battle, but it just adds another piece of bit of work for us. And we can get through it.
Owner Daniel Drain said he's ready for more winter weather tonight and tomorrow.
We're ready for it. Oh yes, no problems.
Guests of his restaurant weren't ready for today's weather.
I was actually anticipating warmer weather, honestly.
Nick Goyle is visiting from Atlanta on business. He said he enjoys the work businesses like the field have put into their outdoor dining spaces, but he knows how hard the industry has been hit.
I think it's great. I'd highly, even if this message gets back to your governor, my suggestion is open it up, right? Meaning I think places are opening up, and if anything, people are smart enough to be cautious.
Hoping the winter weather doesn't hinder business too much.
Cheers.
In a week, the field is celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Normally, the Gaslamp hosts a bar crawl, but this is the second year that it won't be happening. Another layer of challenges that businesses are coping with. Reporting live in the Gaslamp Quarter, Cassie Carlisle, ABC 10 News.
They are tough, Cassie. Not a problem we can't deal with. That was a great attitude. Thank you for that live update. Lifeguards are still on the lookout for a possible body in the water off La Jolla. A couple reported seeing a clothed man floating in the water this morning near Coast Avenue. Lifeguards spent much of the day searching using boats, personal watercraft, and scuba divers. Police also used the helicopter to help look. So far, they have found nothing. And be careful if you plan on heading to Julian in the next couple of days. Chains are required. There was snow overnight and more is expected tonight. In the meantime, the roads are slick and wet. Let's check in now with meteorologist Angelica Campos. She is tracking the storm from home. Angelica?
Hi, Kim. I know what people are thinking. Okay, we have sunshine, we have clouds, we've had rain, we had a little bit of everything today, but I'll show you why that is happening and also where the wettest places are right now as we speak. You can see it is over the East County. If I switch this over to our satellite and radar, you can actually see that it is snowing in our mountains. And we're going to continue to see periods of showers, potentially heavier as we go into tonight. Now, as we zoom out, I can show you where the core is, still well to our north. So we're just now in the backside of the cold front that came through this morning, and showers will continue developing as the storm continues to make its way south ever so slowly. That's why the chance is going to be for several days. The good news is that those dry breaks help to dry out the roads, making it a little bit better for anyone commuting or traveling. And it also helps the ground to just kind of soak up that rainfall. The chances will increase overnight with heavier rain potentially by tomorrow morning. And we could see another round of thunderstorms. So we'll have much more on the totals and also what to expect for the next couple of days.
We'll check back in. Videos circulating online about a traffic stop that ended with an officer drawing his gun on a child with his hands up is gaining attention. This is the image raising eyebrows online. It appears to show an officer pointing a gun at a child. The incident happened yesterday when police say the driver was going 70 miles an hour down Park Avenue. He eventually stopped at Park and Upas. Police have released body camera video to show what happened after the officers handcuffed the driver and asked his son to come out of the car.
Hey, bud, just put your hands up for us, all right? Can you take that gun off me, bro? Just come towards us, all right? Come over here. Can you take that gun off me? Just come here, bud. Just come here. Come over to us, all right? You're good, bud. You're okay.
The officer eventually asked the boy to sit on the ground. The officer kneeled down and asked him if he knew that his father was driving that fast and would he pull over when he was supposed to. He then told the boy that they drew their guns because they didn't know what was going on, told the boy he was not in trouble. The entire video lasts more than 7 minutes. We have put it on 10news.com. ABC 10 News is reaching out to different community groups about their perspective. We'll have more on ABC 10 News at 5. Turning now to coronavirus. About this time next week, county leaders expect San Diego to drop down into the red tier. Our case count currently stands at 8.8 per 100,000 people, barely above the 7 that's needed to reopen right now. Supervisor Nathan Fletcher says there are 2 paths for San Diego to head into the red tier next week.
One is if the state hits the measure of 2 million vaccines in a certain HPI quartile of zip code, then that case count changes to 10. And we do expect that next week we will be under 10 as we are this week. The second one, even if the state doesn't hit that, we have another path to get there with the percentage of positive and health equity indexes. But we feel confident the state will get to that 2 million vaccines.
Businesses such as restaurants and gyms would be allowed to operate indoors at a limited capacity under the red tier. And the $1.9 trillion pandemic relief bill is headed for the president's desk. The House passed the revised Senate version this afternoon. As Karen Kaifa reports, President Biden plans to sign before unemployment benefits end this weekend.
President Biden's massive $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill clearing its final hurdle on Capitol Hill.
On this vote, the yeas are 220, the nays are 211. The motion is adopted.
The House with the final sign-off on Senate changes to the bill, including narrowing eligibility for stimulus checks and taking out the House-approved federal minimum wage increase. Democrats describing this not as a win for President Biden, but for millions of Americans.
This is a momentous day in the history of our country because we have passed historic, consequential, and transformative legislation.
The bill to provide, among other things, direct payments of up to $1,400 per person to families earning less than $160,000 a year and individuals less than $80,000. A $300 weekly federal boost to unemployment benefits through September 6th. $15 billion for long-term, low-interest loans for small businesses, and funding to chart the next, somewhat thornier phases of the pandemic, like vaccine distribution and school reopenings.
This bill represents a historic victory for the American people. I look forward to signing it later this week. Everything in the American Rescue Plan addresses a real need.
Despite the bill's popularity in polls, not a single Republican in the Senate or the House voted in favor.
It showers money on special interests, but spends less than 9% on actually defeating the virus.
It was Karen Kaifa reporting. President Biden will give his first primetime address to the nation tomorrow evening. He's expected to discuss the year-long pandemic and his recovery plan. We'll carry it live tomorrow night at 5 right here on ABC 10, followed by ABC 10 News.